Right now on Denver 7 News at 7 o'clock on Local 3, a change in your morning commute to help the environment. The free rider-friendly option coming for the month of August. And there are a few things worse on vacation than losing your luggage. New this morning, we have ways to make sure all your valued possessions make it to your destination. And Colorado families need help putting food on the table right now. You can help Denver 7 Give support the Food Bank of the Rockies as their resources are wearing thin.
Yeah, I'm Nicole Brady here at Food Bank of the Rockies Distribution Center this morning, kicking off 7 days to help end hunger. We need your help to do that. And Brian, we're going to be talking all morning about the work the food bank does, but why they are stretched thin right now and why your help is so important. Yeah, so many different reasons, and they need more despite all the food you see there in the background. Thank you, Nicole. It is a hot and dry start to our week, Katie, so maybe keep the water handy.
Water handy, maybe hang out in the AC later on this afternoon. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 90s under a partly cloudy sky. This morning, though, all is calm. We're in the high 60s, but an action alert day for ozone will be in place until at least 4 o'clock. Reduced air quality could be a great time to try our free bus or train rides in place for the month starting today. Outside this morning, we're in the mid to upper 60s right now. Centennial to Aurora up into Broomfield. Temperatures will climb quickly by lunchtime. 91 degrees. Daytime highs reaching the low to upper 90s here for the metro area. Mainly dry conditions to start this week and this month, but we will see some storms develop into the mountains. I'll have more on your full forecast still to come, Jason.
And right now we have some troubles on the highways and byways this morning. Unfortunately, we're going to start with 270 and that big crash. It's actually separated in two separate chunks on the eastbound side of 270 right before you get to Vasquez. Now, from the view from Air Tracker 7, hopefully they can get both of them in there. You can see one of the collection of cars here, the other one right there. So the left lane is blocked because of both of them. So just the right lane is getting through here. The westbound side is getting a healthy look at it. So that's why as you look at the drive times right now, you're looking at extensive drive times on both directions. So I wouldn't use 270 at all. I'd stick on I-70 and I-25. Either direction is going to get you around it a lot faster. We have a huge power outage out to the Arvada area near 64th and Ward Road, Sims, and you will have about 2,300 XL customers affected by it. We also have this water main break, as you can see from earlier, Air Tracker 7 on that drive right there on eastbound Colfax. So 14th Avenue gets you around that one here this morning. And we also have, well, it's a free ride anywhere you want to go with the RTD system. Is if you really don't feel like driving to work this morning, maybe you want to let somebody else do it. Mass transit is free not only here, but it's really across the state this month, and that includes all the RTD buses and trains.
So August is typically the highest ozone month for the state of Colorado. So this is in partnership with the Colorado Energy Office. So this is why it will be zero fare in August, trying to encourage people to take transit during the hottest and most ozone polluting month.
Brandon there told me that RTD hopes that this free month of rides will get people used to riding transit and hopes they will continue to ride transit when the fares come back in September. Well, Denver 7's Christian Lopez is doing some of the math to help you figure out if transit is a good option for your commute, because there are a lot of people, Christian, who want to save money and time, and sometimes it saves one but not the other.
That's right, Jason, and there may also be people who decide to still use their own cars, right, because they don't want to deal with schedules and delays and things like that. But we are at the Bellevue station in the tech center this morning, and we're breaking down how much time and money it would cost you to get from here to our TV station on Spear Boulevard, either by driving yourself or by using public transportation. So right now, public transit would take you about 45 minutes. It would be a little bit of a walk, a bus, and a train ride. Normally the fare one way is $5.25, but this month you ride for free. If you drove yourself, Google Maps is showing it'll take you about 16 minutes, but it would be about half a gallon of gas, so a little bit over $2, plus the cost of insurance. And on average, we spend about $1,700 a year on insurance, so that is about $5 a day. So driving yourself would be about $8, but you will save some time. The train ride to the TV station, that wouldn't cost you anything, but it would take you longer to get there. But not everyone is going to take advantage of this free public transportation this month, but some that we did talk to say that it is going to be very beneficial for them.
It's going to help me out a lot, and then it should help out a lot of others, and I feel like everybody should just take the advantage. That's just extra money.
I have like artistic endeavors that I would like to accomplish this month, so it helps like kind of use that, shuffle that money around to be used in a different way.
And Utah did try a similar program to try to reduce emissions in February. We checked with our sister station there. Ridership during the week did go up 16%, and approximately 68 tons of pollutants were saved from the atmosphere. We're live in Denver this morning. I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
Thank you, Christian. Well, new developments this morning after a tragic accident at Empower Field. A woman died after falling during the Kenny Chesney concert Saturday night. Police say the woman was sitting on an escalator rail when she fell. The statement from Stadium Management Company says, in part, there is nothing more important than the safety of our guests, and the company is in communication with the Denver Police Department as it investigates this unfortunate situation. Kenny Chesney also said, life is precious. Sharing music brings us together, and that love we share makes us so much more. For the lady who came to share that love, there are no words. For her friends and family's loss, I grieve with them and for them. And this isn't the first time it has happened at the stadium. Back in 2016, a man fell 60 feet over a railing. His family sued the stadium, which ended in a confidential settlement. Flash flood warnings are top of mind this time of year, and for one mountain community, this past weekend marked a dark day. Back in 1976, the deadliest flash flood in Colorado history hit the town of Drake in Larimer County, and there is a memorial there which has the names of the 144 people lost in the flood. Of those, we're told 5 were never found. We spoke to 3 survivors of the flood as they reflected on its impact still to this day.
Life does go on, but it doesn't change a lot of things. Sometimes you have to live through it.
It is amazing what a disaster will do, and it did bring people together. And that is what this memorial does. It brings people together.
You can still hear the emotions in her voice. You can go to thedenverchannel.com for an in-depth look at the big Thompson flood. Right now, many Colorado families are simply struggling to make ends meet.
For families who are already struggling, we're seeing some of the things that were there to help them and cushion during COVID are disappearing. And so they are having a double squeeze right now. Also, it's summer vacation, so their kids are home from school, which means added burden in their grocery bill.
It has been a tough couple of years. Several programs that started during the pandemic, though, have ended. Families were getting their monthly checks from the advanced child tax credit. That stopped in January. A lot of COVID rent and mortgage assistance programs have ended, and the extra unemployment benefits have ended.
Things that were there that were really helping to float families through a really tough time are gone, and at the same time, everything's costing more.
And these are just some of the reasons that food banks across the state need extra help. Today, Denver 7 is partnering with the Food Bank of the Rockies to kick off 7 days to help end hunger. And Denver 7 Gives will match the first $10,000 in donations. My co-anchor Nicole Brady is at the Food Bank's distribution center this morning to explain, Nicole, this compounding problem and the small ways that go a long way to help.
That's true, Brian. It is a problem with so many facets, more need than ever before, as we're hearing, but also food banks seeing some of their typical sources of food drying up. Grocery stores are struggling with supply chain issues and can't donate as much. I do want to show you a little bit behind the scenes here. I mean, they do such good work here at the Food Bank of the Rockies with their drivers who are out here this morning loading up pallets of fresh food here, strawberries you see there, to take to their partners like the Action Center in Lakewood, who you just mentioned. That is one of their partners. They have 700 of these partners around Colorado and New Mexico, and this is where all that food is going. So every day you do see a lot of work here, but the Food Bank of the Rockies really needs money. They have seen their food costs go up, their fuel costs, of course, to the point where they're spending $1.7 million a month to continue their mission to feed Coloradans. Again, with this partnership with Denver 7 days to help end hunger, you can donate $1 will buy 4 meals. $25 will buy 100 meals. And as we've mentioned, the need from your own neighbors here in Colorado is huge right now.
For the first time ever, we're seeing person after person who has never in their life needed food assistance before now. It's since the onset of COVID, that's roughly about 40% of the people we are serving have never needed food assistance before now. We've all had experiences where we're at the grocery store and we get our total and we're like, gosh, that seems a lot more than it used to. For a family that was already living really on the margin of being able to afford their monthly living expenses, are now being faced with those cruel choices.
Yeah, and we understand, the Food Bank of the Rockies understands the plight of so many people just in the middle right now whose budgets have gone up, and we know it is hard to buy food for others, but for those of you who have means to do it, $1 can go so far, buy 4 meals, because they can leverage their purchasing power here at Food Bank of the Rockies, buying in bulk, buying at wholesale, and continuing to do the great work they do with the help of your donations. We have a link right on our homepage, thedenverchannel.com, to make it easy for you. Brian.
Nicole, thank you. As we're talking about hard times, someone in the United States is a billionaire after winning the Mega Millions jackpot, and that might have renewed your interest in the lottery. But scammers also know that, so we'll expose their tricks so you don't fall victim and lose your money. Plus.
I'm John Mataritz. It's the summer of airline delays, cancellations, and lost luggage. I'll show you how to protect your valuables and make sure they get to the same place you're going. Coming up.